In May 2024, Louisiana resident Leonard Lyons began his day like so many others, heading out before dawn to prepare his crab traps along the familiar coastline. The air was thick with the scent of salt and marsh grass, and the gentle lapping of the waves against the dock seemed to promise another routine morning on the Gulf. For Leonard, these waters were a source of both livelihood and peace, a place he'd known since childhood. But beneath the calm surface, an invisible threat was waiting. As Leonard waded into the shallow water, he was completely unaware of the danger lurking just out of sight, hidden in the very environment he trusted. A seemingly insignificant scratch on his leg, barely more than a scrape, became the perfect entry point for a deadly bacteria known as Vibrio vulnificus. This microscopic organism thrives in warm, brackish waters and can turn a minor injury into a medical emergency within hours. Not long after returning home, Leonard began to feel unwell. What started as a mild fever quickly escalated. He soon noticed blackening sores spreading across his leg, the skin darkening and swelling as the infection took hold. The pain was intense and his condition deteriorated rapidly. Alarmed, his family rushed him to the hospital. There, doctors quickly recognized the severity of his symptoms and diagnosed him with necrotizing fasciitis, a rare but life-threatening condition that destroys soft tissue at an alarming rate. Surgeons raced against time, performing emergency surgery to remove the infected tissue. Their swift action saved Leonard's leg, but the ordeal left him facing a long and difficult recovery, both physically and emotionally. Leonard's story is a stark reminder of the hidden dangers that can exist in our coastal waters, dangers that are becoming more common as climate change warms the seas and alters the delicate balance of marine life. This incident underscores the urgent need for greater awareness, caution, and respect for our changing environment, not just for those who make their living on the water, but for everyone who enjoys the beauty and bounty of our coasts. Vibrio vulnificus, a close relative of the bacteria that causes cholera, is a dangerous microorganism that has earned the nickname flesh-eating bacteria due to the severity of the infections it can cause in humans. This bacterium thrives in warm, brackish waters found along coastal regions, especially during the summer months when water temperatures rise and conditions become ideal for its growth and spread. Once it enters the body, Vibrio vulnificus releases potent toxins that destroy soft tissue, leading to a condition called necrotizing fasciitis, a rapidly progressing and extremely severe infection that can be life-threatening if not treated immediately. Infection most commonly occurs when open wounds, cuts, or scrapes are exposed to contaminated water, allowing the bacteria to enter the body through even the smallest break in the skin. Another major route of infection is through eating raw or undercooked shellfish, such as oysters, which can harbor high concentrations of Vibrio vulnificus, especially in warmer months. Early symptoms may include redness, intense pain, and swelling at the site of infection, which can quickly worsen and spread to surrounding tissues. If left untreated, the infection can escalate rapidly, leading to systemic complications such as high fever, chills, and sepsis, a life-threatening response by the body to infection. According to the CDC, Vibrio vulnificus infections have a mortality rate of around 20%, and in severe cases, death can occur within just a few days of exposure. Immediate medical intervention is critical. Treatment typically involves powerful intravenous antibiotics and, in some cases, emergency surgery to remove infected tissue and prevent the bacteria from spreading further throughout the body. Once considered a rare threat limited mostly to the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico, Vibrio vulnificus is now expanding its reach at an alarming rate, moving far beyond its traditional boundaries. Today, this dangerous bacteria is affecting the entire U.S. East Coast, from Florida all the way up to the cooler shores of New England, putting millions more people at risk than ever before. Infections have surged by a staggering 800% between 1988 and 2018, a dramatic increase that has caught the attention of health officials and researchers nationwide. States like North Carolina and New York, which once saw only isolated cases, are now reporting a steady rise in infections, straining local healthcare systems and prompting new safety protocols. In Massachusetts alone, 71 cases were reported in 2024, with nearly a third of those patients requiring hospitalization due to the severity of their symptoms and complications. Scientists have linked this alarming northward spread directly to climate change, as rising global temperatures warm the oceans and alter marine ecosystems in unpredictable ways. Warmer waters are creating entirely new habitats for Vibrio vulnificus, allowing the bacteria to thrive in places where it was once unable to survive, and increasing the risk of exposure for beachgoers and seafood lovers alike. The data paints a clear picture of a growing public health challenge, one that demands urgent attention from both medical professionals and policymakers to prevent further outbreaks. As the threat continues to rise, we are all urged to reconsider how we approach coastal water safety and to stay informed about the changing risks in our environment. Human-caused climate change is driving the spread of Vibrio vulnificus. Rising sea temperatures create ideal conditions for the bacteria, extending its range northward. Warmer waters and altered salinity from melting ice and extreme weather events enhance its proliferation. This environmental shift transforms recreational waters into potential health hazards. The connection between climate change and this threat underscores the immediate risks to public health. Awareness and prevention are key against Vibrio vulnificus. Protect open wounds from coastal waters, especially during warmer months. If exposed, wash wounds immediately with soap and water. Monitor for infection signs like redness and swelling, seeking prompt medical attention if symptoms appear. Avoid raw shellfish, opting for thoroughly cooked options to reduce infection risk. Immediate medical help is crucial if symptoms develop after exposure, as early intervention can be life-saving.